Would like to extend the warm welcome to our chairman and Group of Managing Director, Dr. Dayan Rajapakse, our Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Amila Bandara, and Mr. Harsha Ravindra, Manager, Supplies and Logistics, Mr. Gajanan Balasubramaniam, Assistant General Manager, and the staff of ESOFT, and our students for this special occasion. Now I would like to invite the guests to light the oil lamp in the keeping with the tradition. Dr. Dayan Rajapakse, Chairman and Group Managing Director, ESOFT Group of Companies. Mr. Amila Bandare, Chief Operating Officer, Group Business Development, ESOFT Metro Campus. Mr. Harsha Ravindra, Manager, Supplies and Logistics, ESOFT Metro Campus. Mr. Gajanan Balasubramaniam, Assistant General Manager, ESOFT Metro Campus. Mr. Stephen Premnath, Deputy Center Manager and the Program Manager, School of Computing, ESOFT Metro Campus, Jaffna. Mr. Srikanth Sarangan, Manager, Business Development, ESOFT Metro Campus, Jaffna. And I kindly request one of student representative, please light the oil lamp. Thank you for the light the oil lamp. We welcome our guest to the stage, please. Again, I welcome you all for the Future World, the Impact of AI and the Employment Session Series, Jaffna. Now I would like to invite Gajanan Balasubramaniam, Assistant General Manager, to formally inaugurate the event.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So first of all, welcome each and everyone for the session of series, The Impact of Artificial Intelligence on Future Learning and the Employment. This series will be having in a different locations. Today, our Chairman and the Group Managing Director, Dr. Dayan Rajapakse, he is traveled from yesterday Mathura after having this session for the Mathura students and the gold students, and he is coming long travel, and he reached after the midnight here. And thank you very much for your presence to give some impact for our new students and as well as who are interested in the next step while you are studying, or maybe you have some sort of idea regarding that future employment and the learning opportunities in the artificial intelligence. So thank you very much, sir, for being here. So currently he is the President of Sri Lankan Association of Non-State Higher Education Institution. He is currently holding the President position and also Senior Vice Chairman of Federation of Information Technology Industry in Sri Lanka. And thank you very much for your presence. And I would like to welcome our CWO, Mr. Amila Bandara and Mr. Harsha Ravindra for present today for this session. And I would like to hand over this session without delay to Doctor to give the valuable things and his insight. It may be useful for the youth, and definitely you can get the impact, and this is a great valuable session for you, I'm for sure, for us and for you, and every people can get the good knowledge out of it. So thank you very much, and over to you, sir. Thank you.
Testing 1 2. Hello, testing. Right. Thank you. Am I confident? Hello. Hello, testing. Testing one. Hello. Okay, right. Okay. Very good morning to all of you. Harsha, volume put away. So today's topic is going to be on, these days a lot of people have been talking about artificial intelligence, AI. Recent past, actually, a lot of people talking about AI, right? So we need to learn why there's such a significant increase about this topic recently, and how it's going to impact your lives in the future, right? Based on that, how you're going to plan your careers and so on, because AI will definitely have a lot of issues, right? AI is going to have definitely a lot of issues, or a lot of, I mean, not issues, but basically it's going to have a lot of impact on definitely future learning and future employment. Some jobs will disappear, some new jobs will come, and some jobs, the way you work will change, right? The job will not disappear, but the role will change, right? So therefore you all need to understand that one. But unfortunately I'm not able to do this speech in Tamil, right? I can only do in English, but let's see how, I mean, if you have any questions you can ask, maybe Gajanan can translate. Don't take that, keep it here. Can you move this away? This one. Right, so let's, I'm going to use the ChatGPT voice. I don't know whether you all have, how many of you have used ChatGPT? Okay, all of you. So then I mean you are using that one. So have you, basically, if you're using ChatGPT, it's actually the most recent revolution in the use of artificial intelligence. Earlier people have been talking about artificial intelligence a long time, but then we didn't see any real use of it. After ChatGPT, only normal people, like even now just school leavers like you all, start using it. Right? So that's the impact that it has created on lives of people, right? So I'm going to actually, just to test my phone also, whether this is connecting with the mic also. So let's see whether how I can use the ChatGPT voice to basically tell you what I'm going to do today, right? Now, biggest problem of all these AI tools right now is, right, computing power, right? Server capacity is actually now is the bottleneck. So now enormous amount of people worldwide are using this. So there's huge stress on the computing power, right? Definitely computing power need to exponentially grow in the next 3 to 4 years if we have to cater for real need of AI. Because now practically people are using. Hello, hi there.
Bottleneck and expanding infrastructure.
Hello. I need both these mics on. I will use which one I want to use at a time. Hello. Right. Actually, I'm right now in Jaffna. So basically, I'm going to do a presentation on artificial intelligence to talk about its impact on learning and its impact on employment. Can you explain this topic in Tamil to these young people who are right in front of me?
Sure. Here's a summary in Tamil. இன்றைய உலகில் செயற்கை நுண்ணறிவின் AI தாக்கம் மிக பெரிதாக உள்ளது. AI கல்வி முறைகளை மாற்றியமைத்து பயிற்சிகளை துல்லியமாக வழங்க உதவுகிறது. மேலும் வேலைவாய்ப்புகளில் மாற்றங்களை ஏற்படுத்தி சில வேலைகளை தானியங்கி செய்யும். இதனால் தகுதியான திறன்கள் வளர்ப்பது முக்கியம். AI-இன் வளர்ச்சியால் கல்வியும் வேலைவாய்ப்புகளும் புதிய கோணத்தில் மாறுகின்றன. Let me know if you'd like more details on any specific part.
No, thank you. I will get back to you when I need your assistance later. Somebody can you give the mic volume when I want it? Hari? Well, I can't do the lecture and I can't do the mic balancing both. Right? Somebody should be there. Then when I start using it, increase that volume, reduce this volume. That's a simple maneuver, right? Right. Okay. So. Hello. 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 Only this mic. Right. Okay. Right. Thank you. Otherwise, the switching of mics and switching of device is not going to make me do this presentation because I have to be in Batticlo at 3 p.m. So according to Google Maps, it takes 6.5 hours, right, to go from Jaffna to Batticlo, according to Google. But I have only 4 hours. So 11 to 3 p.m. I have to go there by 4 hours. So I had to cut short 6.5 hours to 4 hours. So therefore, after this, I had to be driving my vehicle. I don't think my driver can make it, but I can make it because I have driven vehicles up to 280 kilometers per hour in Sri Lanka, right? So therefore, I can manage. Basically, the impact of learning in AI, impact of AI in learning and employment. So first of all, I mean, since I'm originally a medical doctor, right? So I can't talk about artificial intelligence without talking about intelligence, right? That's all what I learned before, right? When I was in actually Colombo Medical University, passed out in 1999. Worked as a doctor for 6 years, so I know how human brain works, how capacity of the human brain, and so you don't have to worry about this artificial intelligence. Nothing is going to threat your own intelligence, right? So a human intelligence is far more superior than artificial intelligence. I'll tell you why, right? So therefore, if even the most advanced robot, people are talking about, whether robots will take over control over the world and whether the human will be destroyed. That's not going to happen. Yeah. Unless we just basically stay like dumb idiots, right? It will not happen. Because human brain is anyway, that basically those who have done biology will know, right? Our brain is far more superior than any other animal species. I don't know about any aliens, right? I don't know about any aliens. I have not seen any aliens. But anyway, if aliens are also there, but I think maybe if aliens have better brain than ours, maybe we are at least someone equal to that. So let's talk about what is intelligence. What can we do with intelligence, right? Intelligence is actually a kind of power that we get with our human brain to do things like thinking, rational thinking we have. What do you mean by rational thinking? Right? Even if you are, exposed to the very first time for something where you have never encountered that before, right? Let's say, for example, Elon Musk go and land you at one of these planets, right? For the first time, right? Mars or somewhere, right? He's going to talk about taking you to, these planets now, right? Human habitation in those planets. So if he goes and dump you in Mars, you think that your brain will not work or you will get some thoughts? Yeah, you will get some thoughts. Right? At least you will see that he came and dumped me in this kind of planet. I don't know what to do here. Right? Whether I will thrive here, whether I will survive, whether I will die. At least some of those thoughts will come into your head. That's our brain. That's why I said even if you come across that thing for the first time, So there will be some thoughts that will come into your head. We can solve problems, right? We can solve problems. We can plan. We can reason out. Reasoning. Reasoning means like basically we can judge what is right, what could be right, what is wrong, right? That is called reasoning, right? Now, for example, when you are answering a multiple choice question, even if that subject matter, right, you have not, gone through, still you can, make a vendor bad. This can't be this, and this is like that. This is very unlikely, like that. We can reason out, and tuck, tick, took, you can get the answer, right? So that is basically human reasoning. So we can think, we can reason out, we can plan, we can solve problems. What kind of problems that human can solve? Simple problems? Or complex problems? Right? You can solve simple to complex problems. Very complex problems you can solve. Right? Some of the people, I mean, in day-to-day life, come across very complex problems to solve. For example, now if you take a new government, they have enormous amount of complex problems to solve. Right? Some of them are now, even some of the areas, they are clueless. What to do and what not to do. So that's the name. That's our capacity. So I don't think whatever kind of artificial intelligence that will come, they will solve routine problems, but I don't think complex problems. What, for example, CEO of a company has to solve. You think bot can solve that? Can't. What a surgeon will have to do in the case of an emergency when there is a surgery. For example, when you are in the surgery, sometimes accidentally you will cut a vessel. Right? Right? So then in that case, suddenly, a spurt of blood is coming, everyone is panicking. Right? Then, so you need to, act in that kind of situation with your rationality and good decision making without getting panicking. So I don't think a bot can be trained for that. Right? So therefore, that is actually our superiority. We are able to do things much better than what a AI software or AI tool can do. Because our brain is what? Superior. I will tell you in a little while why it is that. So our brain is a little bit more superior, right? It is more superior, and then basically we can solve complex problems. Keep in mind, we can solve complex problems, not just simple problems. We have to solve simple problems also, but you have to solve. You should be able to solve complex problems. So when you go and develop your career, right? If you become a person who can solve complex problems, you'll be the most demanded person in the world, right? You solve more whatever domain, it doesn't matter. Your domain can be medicine, your domain can be engineering, your domain can be finance, your domain can be computing, IT. Can you solve some complex problems? Then you are the most wanted. Most wanted doesn't mean that like in the movies, most wanted to be shooted, right? Most wanted person in terms of, your professional excellence. So you will be more sought after. Your salary scales are massive. I have a current offer actually in Sri Lanka to be a CEO of an educational establishment. If I close down ESOFT and go there, I'll be getting 10 million rupees per month. Right, as a salary. I had to close down ESOFT and go. So I had to decide what is good for me. So I had not decided to close down ESOFT and go for that 10 million salary. But if my business is becoming bankrupt, I can consider that option. Right? So you need to actually build up capabilities. Why I have got that kind of value? Because over the years, what I have done, right? I built this company from scratch, from nowhere. While a medical student only, I started this company. For 25 years, this is how we have come so far. So people know what I can do. Because I have proven what I can do. So I learned medicine, I learned IT, I learned management, I learned law, I learned a little bit of engineering. I taught economics, I taught finance, I have taught AI, I have taught management, leadership, computing, except medicine, I have taught anything else. Right. But if I get a chance to start a private medical college, I will teach medicine also. Right. Still, it is not a green light for starting a private medical college. When the right comes, times come, I will start. Not I want to close. There are 2 private medical colleges in the country. It was closed, no? 2. Maybe you know one. Saitam was closed, right? But before that, there was another medical college, which is now integrated to Kelaniya University. So both those are private medical colleges which was closed, right? So if we get a chance, we can do that. I need to switch off this. So so this is what. Right. So now type of intelligence. Human intelligence is actually very vivid. We have so many different types of intelligence. You have intelligence about, you have intelligence where you can use it for mathematical, numerical capability, right? Mathematical and numerical capability, like Einstein, right? You have also a capability for composing, enjoying music, like Mozart. You have also capabilities, naturalistic capability, existential capability, linguistic, spatial, interpersonal, body kinesthetic. Body kinesthetic means actually like, you are very conscious about your position of the body. Now, even if I close my eyes right now, I know that I'm standing, right? I know that I'm standing. I know that my hand is like this, not like this. Right? So that is actually you can, even without your senses, you can understand where your body positions are. Even someone else's body positions are. Like example, who have mastered martial arts and those kind of thing. Like in movies, like when the knife goes like that. Right? So they do like that. That is because why? Their brain is well trained to capture that kind of thing. But the only thing is, all of us doesn't have equal capability in all these 9 areas. You understand? Why? Now, do you have the same kind of music talent? For example, I don't have a music talent like who is a famous Indian music person? A.R. Rahman, right? So, like A.R. Rahman, Dayan Rajapakse cannot do compose music, no? Right. Why is that? Why? Because my brain, that particular section which is related to music, is not developed to the extent as much as it is developed in A.R. Rahman, not me. But my numerical brain is somewhat developed, but not as much as Einstein. Right? My numerical brain is developed. Right? That is because, why? Because it's the amount of signals that go through that particular section. Actually, by genes also, your certain areas of the brain are more stronger than other areas of the brain, by genetically. But only thing is, after that, ultimately, you can transform with lot of acquired sensors. So let's say I have a very low capacity in numerics. But if I continuously concentrate on improving my numerical skill, if I get a lot of inputs and signals in relation to numerical skills, what will happen to my numerical capacity? That will develop. So therefore now, although I am not as much as good as A.R. Rahman, although those days actually I was not able to even sing one song for the rhythm, now I can sing about 3-4 songs to the rhythm thanks to karaoke music. So now I practice every day in the night, and now I can sing, right? So you understand. Therefore, if you are really focused on certain areas of the brain, you think that I want this particular capacity. I want to be improving my linguistic skill. For example, if you want to become a lawyer and go and argue in judges, you can't in front of judges in the courts. You can't be having very lousy language. No, you have to be very smart and you have to be talking to the point, rationally argue, right? And diplomatic also, don't go to fight with the judges, because then he will not give the case in favor of, give the decision in favor of you. So you have to do it very diplomatically. So what kind of capability you need? A lot of language capability you have to develop. So if you are weak in language, still, if you get more and more stimulations into that area, work on it. Listen how people speak, and also practice how you can do that. Go to a podium like this and, you know, do speeches. So you do a speech. Like that, if you do, your speaking capability will improve. Right? For example, now when I studied in 𝐼𝐻𝐿, so when I first went to Colombo, I could not speak in English very well. Right? So when I had to do my very first lecture, I had to do that in English. My legs start like this. Right? But now after that, I have worked on that. So now I'm capable of doing, even if you want me to go and address at the United Nations, I can do that. Right? So that is because you concentrate and develop your capabilities. So that's important. But only thing is, don't cut off your signals. If you cut off your signals, all your signals, nothing go through your brain, your brain will become, it will get attrition. මේ size එකට තියෙන brain එක මේ වගේ වෙනවා, small වෙනවා. If you cut off all your signals. But if you continue to get so more and more input and signals, you know, learn, read books, listen to some people, go to internet, even watch YouTube videos, get something into your head, that particular part of the brain will develop. I know that there's one area of the brain which is working very well these days for you. Right? Love and affection. Right? ඒක වැඩ කරනවා හොඳට. ඒකට signal එනවා මාර විදියට. Right? So therefore that area will grow very massively these days. And that's natural. Even now, those days, those days also, it was like that, you know. So you are developing those areas, right? So therefore what you have to understand is that now this particular, lot of areas are there in human intelligence. These are not some of these areas are actually still AI has not matched. Linguistic, yes, with natural language processing. Music, yes. Mathematical, yes. But some of the other areas, still, they are still trying to build systems to get those things. So therefore, what I want to say is that our brain is very, very vivid, and we have a lot of capacity. Hello. Hello. No. Mic is okay. Now the problem is slide is not moving. Next slide. Wait. Go back. So, what is artificial intelligence? Get somebody. Right. So, what is artificial intelligence? What is artificial intelligence? Actually, artificial intelligence is just trying to be like human intelligence. Now, can you see thinking, reasoning, learning, problem solving, effective communication, all of these? These are human capabilities now. Trying to do this like the human brain is what you call as what? Artificial intelligence, by using computer systems or bots or whatever. That is actually artificial intelligence. But can you see the way that I have said, it is simulation of human intelligence. That is what is most important. Simulated. Actually, artificial intelligence systems, do you think they are really intelligent? Do you think artificial intelligence, these softwares or bots or whatever, are they really intelligent or pretending to be intelligent? Pretending. They are not really intelligent. That's why you use the word what? Simulated intelligence. Simulated intelligence. Because actually they have not understood. They have done pattern matching. By pattern matching only they have found the answers for your thing. So, which actually doesn't mean it is not actually true intelligence. That's what you have to understand, right? For example, have you seen in sometimes some audiences, there are fellows, right, who are always, you know, nodding head. Sometimes maybe they are truly understanding. Sometimes they are really pretending, right? So it's like that. Artificial intelligence is actually not truly intelligent. It's actually trying to what? Pretend. That's why we have an advantage, right? We have an advantage because they have not understood really. What about emotions? Emotions. Now we have humans have emotions now, feelings, emotions. We feel sad, we feel sorry, we feel proud, we feel happy. Do you think AI systems have those? No. Now if I ask one of these boys to say, to tell that you love someone, right? That person, if I ask to do this in this audience, right? He will get, how can I do this right now? Right? This is not a suitable place to do this, right? There are a lot of people here. I can't do that in public, right? I don't know whether I like this girl or not, right? All those of things will come into your head. But whereas if I ask my AI assistant to say, now can you say that you love this one? He will, the bot will immediately say without thinking about any repercussions, right? Will hammer it and say it immediately in the same tone, right? That is because they don't have any kind of feelings or what? Emotions. So those are the reasons why we have a competitive advantage. We have empathy, we understand other people, right? Their feelings we understand their emotions, right? We can solve complex problems. We are not pretending to be intelligent. We are truly intelligent. I hope so, right? Basically, that is what makes our differentiation, right? That is our difference. But of course, remember, now these AI engineers are trying to capture emotions, trying to show them in facial expressions, trying to bring down tears in robots when they feel sad, right? So these things are also in research, right? In future, there will be robots also who will be feeling. There will be maybe sometimes robots who will have more feelings than your wife also, right? I don't know. We never know. Right, so basically, because after marriage, when you have a marriage about for 10, 15 years, all those, now I have been married for about now 20 years. Now we are only thinking about our children, not about, having romance in between us. Right? So basically, you need to understand why we are superior. Right, can you have next? Right, so AI is not just a simple field, it's a very vast area. Now if you see here, there is rule-based systems, there is planning, scheduling, speech, machine learning, natural language processing, vision, robotics. All those are different areas in AI. For example, let's say I want, now in some countries, like in Japan, there is a big problem in Japan, right? They also have problems, we also have problems. What is the problem in Japan? Any idea? What is the problem in Japan? Japan is once upon a time a developed country, right? It's a developed country, now also a developed country, but only thing is now they are also economically struggling because they couldn't go through, they did not capture AI wave. They did not capture IT wave also properly. So because of that, countries like China, Korea has overtaken them. For example, all those Japanese made vehicles, they couldn't dominate in electric vehicle market. Electric vehicle market was captured mostly by Tesla in US and then BYD in China. Now in the world, the number one selling electric vehicle is BYD. So Japanese lost their dominance in automobile engineering. So that's what happened. If you get into your comfort zone, any nation, right? Once upon a time you can have a very long history. Like in Sri Lanka, we talk about 2,500-year history. Where are we now? A bankrupt country. At last, we have recovered a little bit. That is better, right? So we have to actually use our capacity, your strengths and capacities, and go with these modern waves and trends. If you are behind all these modern waves and trends, your country, whatever your status that you enjoyed before, can come down. Now even Britain now, Suddanta dattana parol salli dagan salli ne. Right? Now, if I go to UK now, some of the village roads are having more holes than our village roads. thanks to our former regime, Rajapakse regime, like Basil Rajapakse, who have even put carpet for even very small roads. Carpet pennanda baviniyat. Right. So basically, so anyway, those conditions are good. Right. So some of the economies are now struggling. Right. So therefore, what I want to tell you is that you must, young generation like you all have to grow to your true capacity and contribute in whatever the way. Then only we can actually take this economy to the next level. So in Japan, one of the biggest problem right now is aging population. There are a lot of people who are old, like living to 90 years, 95 years, 100 plus, right? That's a bigger problem. You can't shoot them, no? Right? The old people, you can't shoot them. And also, just because they are there, young people can't just, take care of the old people and do without without doing jobs wait at home. Then what happens? The country's economy will come down. Young people will have to go for work, while the old people are taken care of. How are I going to do that? That's why now they are interested in making domestic robots. Because rather than keeping a person, they want to try out whether a domestic robot can be made to help an old person. Now let's say if I want to make a domestic robot, vision is important. Robot, yes. What is captured by cameras, you need to understand. That is vision. Otherwise, robot can't move, robot cannot grab things. For you to do all of these, what you need? Vision. Let's say if the robot has to understand what I tell. What is that? Natural language processing. What are natural languages? Natural languages are the languages what people used to talk. Right? For example, Tamil, Sinhala, English, those are natural languages. So when we instruct in natural languages, first the robot has to understand that. So for example, I tell, can you help me with a glass of water? Now if I tell that like that, can you help me with a glass of water? What I'm asking? To give me a glass of water. So to give me a glass of water, robot has to understand that one, then robot has to give a reply. You can't say, when you say glass of water, hi, good morning, right? When you say give me a glass of water, you have to say, yes sir, wait a minute, I will get you a glass of water. Right? So you have to reply. So that is natural language speech. So natural language understanding, natural language speech. And the robot has to move properly. Right? Without falling. Now actually when you are walking, that is also not easy, right? For example, when you are walking, when one leg moves, what has to happen? The entire balance of weight of the body has to move into that particular leg. Right? When you are moving to the other one, the weight has to move into that one. Now in our case, these things happen effortlessly. But in case of a robot, how this has to happen? The robot need to be trained. Right? Robot need to be trained. Otherwise, what happens is when you ask to walk, like for example, see how difficult to train a robot to climb a flight of stairs. Have you seen that the robots climbing flights of stairs like that? We will climb like this, no? Robot will climb. Right? Like that. Because it needs meticulous training for you to get that. So all these are different areas of what? AI. So therefore, what you have to understand is that AI. Now if I ask, okay, Gajanan wants a glass of water. If I take the water like this and give Gajanan like this, right? Now this is okay because this is a bottle. But if I take the same thing in a glass of water and give it like this, and then Gajanan nano. Right? So therefore I will have to learn, right? Oh, that is not the way to give a glass of water. You should not twist it. You should not tilt it. You should keep it like this, straight, and then give it to him very slowly so that he can grab it. That requires training. Right? So this is basically very complex area of artificial intelligence. Right? Now, if you see here, this particular diagram, right? If you see artificial intelligence is a very big set. Inside that there are two subsets. What are the two subsets? Machine learning and natural language processing. Natural language, I told you, understanding human language. So if you take deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Learning is actually improving your knowledge. From what you know already, improving your knowledge is called what? Learning. What is grabbed from the environment? What is grabbed from your known things? If you discover new knowledge, that is called what? Learning. So deep learning is a very special way of learning. By trained artificial neural networks, trained models, we learn. That's called deep learning.
So actually, if you take the recent past, this very, very, groundbreaking technology, ChatGPT, is a product of this part of the AI. What is that? ChatGPT is actually generative AI. So generative AI is what we do with ChatGPT, which is a mixture of what? Deep learning and natural language processing. Actually, why AI came to the normal lay people is because of that. Natural language processing, ability to communicate with natural language. Human-computer interface was made to interact with natural language. So the barrier was removed. And then they were able to learn from whatever knowledge that is grabbed from all these sources, from social media platform to Google to everywhere. What was captured as large amount of data, they were able to use it for learning. Even whatever stuff that you put into that one for asking questions, they will learn from that. So that is actually called generative AI. So what is generative AI? It's a mixture of deep learning and natural language processing. Your ChatGPT and all comes up. So this is this artificial intelligence a very modern topic? You think when did the people start talking about AI? 2000? Or before that? 2000 or before that? Before that. In the 1980s? Or before or after? Even before. Actually, people talk about AI. There was a person called Alan Turing, right? He described a test called Turing test. You go and see sometimes Turing's test is there in AI. And that test was actually described in 1956. Right? In 1956 only, people were talking about what? AI. But never became a reality. Actually, he described a test called Turing test. He said if you are developing intelligent system, that the system should be able to pass this test. He set a challenge. But that challenge was only won in 1980s, although he claimed or described that in 1956. But even though 1980s, you may have heard about this, IBM made a machine to play chess, right? And then checkers, Chinese game, checkers, they made a software. So these were some of the early success of AI. But only thing is, still didn't came to normal people. Why? People did not know how to interact with AI systems. Researchers did. Large companies used AI, but not normal people. How did it come to the normal people? Because of the advancement of natural language processing. In the last 2 years, because you can communicate with natural language. With bots, you can communicate with natural language. You can ask in Tamil. You can ask in Sinhala. That is why it had a sudden boom. So therefore, remember, AI is not just only ChatGPT. Yeah? There are a whole lot of other AI areas, right? But it's very important recent growth we have had in this. Right, next slide. So remember, I told you that how AI systems work. How the AI systems work? Not by really understanding, it is by pattern matching. It is by pattern matching they learn. So they don't really understand. Like y'all, they don't understand, right? So that is the advantage that we have, right? Next one. What are the reasons for, next. What are the reasons for sudden boom in AI? Sudden boom in AI is due to few reasons. One is enormous expansion of computing power. So computing power expanded. Now, although you use your phone or computer and, ask these questions from ChatGPT, where are they processed? They are processed in very large cloud-based systems, right? Those servers are server farms, not just one server. Server farm, right? Thousands or 100,000s of servers are there. But even those 100,000s of servers still can't cater for your demand. That is why sometimes when you ask questions, they say, sorry, I can't help you right now because we are busy, right? Because too much are load. So remember, in the future, computing power even has to grow more to match this one. Otherwise, it's not possible. Now we are using GPUs, server farms, and doing that. But I think in future, quantum computers have to come. Right? Nowadays, we are using digital computers. In digital computers, how many states that we use? 2 states, 1 and 0. We use binary now. In digital computers, we use binary, 1 and 0, 2 states. Yes, no, true, false. Right? But whereas in quantum computers, they are going to use 4 states. which is based on quantum physics, right? I'm not a master of quantum physics, so, but there are 4 states in quantum computing, which will have more power than a digital computer. So the people have been talking about quantum computers for a very long time. But I think now it's high time to take the quantum computers out, because AI needs that, right? You need more computing power. Second one, the second reason for the growth is large amount of data was available. How are these data available now? When you browse Google, right? When you go to Facebook, when you connect with something, a lot of data are being collected. So these data actually has helped in learning, right? That is how they learn. So vast sets of data. I mean, remember, AI will be nothing if there's no data. Let's say I want to actually learn about student behavior. I want to learn about student behavior. So if I don't have a proper data set, right, at least 100,000 students data sets if I don't have, I can't learn anything about student behavior, right? I can't learn. So today, modern world, why they were able to learn a lot of things is because we are giving a lot of data, right? Every time you take your smartphone and browse and do something with your smartphone, a lot of data points are captured from your smartphone, right? So that is what Google and all these Facebook and all these people are doing. They are collecting data. And this data is used for training neural networks. Advances in AI research, deep learning advancement have been there, and also advancement in natural language processing. Can you remember I told you Gen AI is these 2 things now? The learning and natural language processing. So there were recent advancement in natural language processing and machine learning. Next, please. Next. Okay, generative AI I already talked about. Next one. So these are different uses of Gen AI. I'll show you some examples once I get there, right? You can generate text. What can we do with generation of text? Replying to an email, generating a report, to a schedule, a plan, a letter. All of these can be done by using text-based generation. For example, recently, now these fellows were telling that I'm the president of University Association. So I wrote to the Prime Minister, right? A letter drafted by ChatGPT, right? Because those days I used to go to my PA. I have a personal assistant, so I go to my PA. So she will draft the letter for me. But usually when I go to ask her to draft a letter, she will come to me, sir, can you tell me what are the things that to write? So then she's asking, I'm telling now, 1, 2, 3, you include these points and all that, you write and so on. Sir, can I record this? And then she comes and take a recorder and she records it. So I say, okay, then I have to, can you give a little bit more details about this? I am not very sure how to write this. So I have to then give a little bit more details. Then she will draft it and come back to me. Then I will to correct errors. Again, I have to say that, no, don't write like this, you write like that, this and that and so on. At least 2-3 hours will be taken for the letter to come to the final version. So now I don't ask her to prepare my letters. I go to ChatGPT and say that I want a letter to Honorable Henry Prime Minister, who is also the Education Minister. I want to invite her. So immediately the letter will come. So now I use my PA only for asking her to put my documents into the files. Maybe ask the tea maker to bring tea on time. If there's a visitor, to talk to her and say hi, hui. That's all, right? So now, for example, PA job has not changed. Now, PA job is still there, but her role changed. I still need a PA, right? I still need a PA because in front of my room I have a PA, so she comes and they bring a lot of problems. I will stay away from their problems by using the PA as a gatekeeper, right? So basically, I need a PA, but the role of the PA has what? Changed, right? So you can generate code. So you can even generate computer code. For example, I can ask ChatGPT to write a small program. So which means, in future, you think there's no software engineer job? Now, if ChatGPT can generate code, right? In future, no software engineer job? Huh? What do you think? It will be there. Because ChatGPT will generate some code. But that code will not be perfectly suited for my purpose. It will not be integrated properly to my other applications. So therefore, still the software engineer job is there to fine-tune that code, connect it with other solutions via APIs, improve the user interface, creativity is there in user interface. So software engineer job is there. But how the software engineer will work will change. Those days software engineers will write code from scratch now. Now do you think that they will write from scratch? No. They will get the help of ChatGPT. They will get the help of ChatGPT, write small code segments and integrate them, connect them, and will give the result much faster. Those days, if the software engineer took 1 month to write the program, now he will not take 1 month to write the program. They can do it in 1 week, maybe in few days. So therefore, that is what happens. Image generation, speech generation, video generation, or 3D model generation, all of them can be done by using GPT. So not from text to videos, text to images, videos. Actually, still these areas are not very good in ChatGPT. But text generation, code generation is good. But these areas also will develop as it goes on. I'll show you some examples once I get there, right? Next. And this is the thing that I told you before, that this is not truly understanding. Now I'm saying I'd like to set a reminder at 3 p.m. tomorrow. I like to set a reminder at 3. Let's say I am telling my AI assistant, I want to have a reminder at 3 p.m. tomorrow. But although I tell in natural language, what it will do? Convert that into, via natural language processing, into some binary stream. It will convert that into a binary stream. And we'll go and check your neural networks, the trained networks, to see where can I find a matching thing to this one. Where do I find a matching thing to this one? They will find matching phrases. Phrases in the sense, not in natural language. Matching binary streams. So when you get those matching binary streams, that is part of deep learning. They will find connected information with this kind of a statement. And they will pick up what is the best reply from that. And convert that binary pattern back to what? A natural language statement. Say, okay, now reply comes, sure. Your reminder has been set to 3 p.m. tomorrow. So what was the original instruction? Set a reminder at 3 p.m. tomorrow. So it has converted this into binary, done deep learning, matching statements, phrases are connected, and converted back to natural language and telling now, okay, sure, your reminder has been set to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Now, for us, it looks like he understood that there is an alarm to be set at 3 p.m. tomorrow, and he has done that, he has given a reply. Actually, has he understood that? No, he has not understood that. He has not understood that one. He has actually done some pattern matching internally and pretending to be what? Intelligent. So this is what I want to exactly tell you here. Right, next. Right, so let's see how AI will change in learning. What do you think learning? What will happen to learning? People learning things. One thing that can happen is that now originality of content will be an issue. Because now people, when you set questions, they can go to ChatGPT and get that. For example, especially assignments done from home. Right, you can generate. But only thing is, those things can be traced. Right, you can identify how much content is AI generated. So therefore, you must don't use this tool to cheat. Use this to improve your productivity, right? You can use it to improve. For example, if there's a topic which you do not understand, okay, you ask ChatGPT, ask for different explanations, ask for more information. That is okay. But try to understand and write the answer. Because we can't stop people using these tools. Universities can't stop, right? They will use. Students will use it. But only thing is you need to be transparent, right? Now I'm actually doing a DBA at Colombo University. So some of our mates in university, they come and say, so I used ChatGPT to summarize this article. This was 20 pages. So I didn't have time in office. So I summarized this using ChatGPT. But then that summary is not what is presented. You summarize the article to understand that. Then your own way, he came. Now, for example, there was a strategic management presentation to be done by each and every one of us in the Doctor of Business Administration program in University of Colombo. So one of we also use ChatGPT, but we never came and tell that we use ChatGPT for summarizing. But there was one girl who came and said, Madam, I used ChatGPT to summarize this article, right? And then I got this 20 pages article reduced to about 5 pages. Then this is what I understood about this article. And then she hammered about what was in the article very nicely. Because if she had read the 20 pages, I don't think she would have taken all of those things into her head. But she summarized and got 5 pages, read it very thoroughly, and got all those facts into her head and did a very excellent presentation. So you think it is bad? No, it's not bad. Because ultimately, what is required? This particular subject matter to go into your what? Head. So she did an excellent job. But only thing is you have to be genuine. So did she try to cheat? No, she did not try to cheat. Right? She openly said that I used ChatGPT for this purpose. But then having done that, okay, here I am, I'm doing the presentation. Right? So that's what you need to do now. So as young people, students, yes, use these tools. Use to empower yourself. Right? But don't try to use it for what? Cheating. Ultimately, whom are you cheating? Is it the lecturer or the university? No. You are cheating yourself. Because ultimately, if this knowledge doesn't come to you, right, when you are going to go to the real world and start working, what will happen? Your capabilities will not reflect there. So that is why it's very, very important. So because more and more tools will come. Universities can't put too many rules and all these things to stop them. People will use, right? So one thing I'm telling you that this kind of learning tool, I think one of the advantage that we can do with this type of learning tool is that we can make these resources available to many people. Now, if you take schools in our system, not all schools have good teachers, right? But with AI, now if there's one teacher who is very good in physics, right, we can use that teacher to teach maybe all people in the northern province, right? Share that expertise with the use of technology, right? So that is possible. Resource sharing, accessibility, we can give that with what? AI, right? Next one is, now, do you think all people learn in the same way? Everybody learns in the same way? Do you think same capacity is there for everybody to learn? Now, when some people, if I tell a definition, they will understand. Some people will not understand any damn thing from a definition. They will want an example, right? They want an example. When you see the example, only you understand. But somebody else don't understand from definitions or example, you need a Kuppy class. I don't know what you call a Kuppy class. Huh? Kuppy is that, in campuses you have these senior people giving baton topics. What is that? What do you call it? In Jaffna University, you don't have Kuppy classes. And what do you call it? Right? Kuppy class is basically your seniors are teaching you. Right? Basically, there are some weak people in the batches who have not understood any damn thing from the lecturer's notes. Right? So ultimately, seniors have in the hostels, they have in the night what are called Kuppy classes. Right? So where the seniors are giving small sessions for our people to understand. So what I want to try and say is that all people cannot learn in the same way, same capacity. But in our systems, what happens? Teacher is always teaching to the best student in the class. Right? Teacher is always so other people are lost. Right? But with AI, you can have adaptive learning, personalized learning. We can have a system based on how you learn, based on how good at you are learning. We can fine-tune. We can show you an example if you are good at learning from example. If you are good at learning from a diagram, we can show you a diagram. Right? You can explain in your own language if you can learn well. So that is actually called personalized learning. So AI systems can do that. Automated assessment. Now, do you think that these teachers mark your papers genuinely? Do you think they can read all your answers from A to Z? Now, sometimes when you have written your answer, you can't read it. Right? You find it when you write fast, you can't read it. So do you expect that someone else to read that from A to Z? No, I don't think they are reading it fully. They just glance through it. They glance through it and see whether you have covered those main facts. If those main facts are there, which are there in the marking scheme, they'll give you what? Marks. They will not read A to Z. But do you think it is fair? It's not really fair. Now, actually, some teachers are using the fan method for giving marks. What is the fan method? Now, university is asking, tomorrow you have to mark the papers and give it. Now, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., I have to give the marks. Today night, I have 100 papers to mark. Right? There is a movie also at 10 p.m. So whether I want to mark the papers or watch the movie. I don't know. So maybe my children are asking, come and mom, come and watch the movie. So you use the fan method. You go to your, keep the papers underneath a fan and put the fan to the maximum speed. Then the paper which get carried away the longest distance, lowest mark. The paper which falls down immediately, full marks, or good marks. That is why some of these guys are smart. You know what they do in the exams? They write papers and cut it, and then write again, cut it. They write again, cut it, and have more cut papers. Actually, when you go to exams, sometimes I really get stressed at the rate what other people are asking for extra papers. Right? I see that when I go to the exam hall, in the first 15 minutes also people are tapping on the table. Right? Don't worry, those people are writing and cutting. They are writing and cutting. Ultimately, only there's nothing written, all are cut. You can see that when the result comes. Right? So basically, this automated assessment can be done with AI. So if you just feed a paper to the AI, it will read from A to Z. Right? A to Z it will read, it will summarize, and then tell you that this student have written all of these and whether they are connected or not. Because if you copied from some different people, you have copied one part from one person, copied other part from another person, another part from another person. Facts are there, but not connected. Right? Then those are all can be very easily detected by using what? AI. So you can have a very fair assessment methods by using AI. Very time-consuming, tedious processes can be cut down. Right? So those are the benefits of artificial intelligence. Next. So adaptive learning I told about, intelligent tutoring systems, automated assessment, and future we can also do collaborative learning. What is collaborative learning? People can learn from everywhere in the world, from any language that they want. For example, I can give this lesson in English right now, and get this lesson to be heard in 10 different locations, in 10 different languages. So some people in China will hear this in Mandarin, some people will Japan will hear in Japanese, some people in UK will hear in English, in Jaffna they will hear it in Tamil, in Matra they will hear it in Sinhala. So then we can have an engaging session with all these people who, without making any barrier, language barrier or physical distribution barrier. Now, for example, some communities are very advanced in certain knowledge. For example, if you take Koreans, they are advanced in electronics, right? Japanese may be advanced in automobiles, right? We are maybe advanced in agriculture, irrigation, whatever. For example, if you take Israel, they are very, very smart in agriculture. So in future, we can easily connect all these people. Right? Very easily connect all these people and get these people to learn collaboratively. Right? Collaborative. Those are actually advantages of AI. Next. What are the challenges? Policymakers. Now, our people have to understand that this is going to be the future. Especially the administrators. I have been now trying to reach to the Prime Minister for the last 2 months, but I was still not able to get, not for my personal gain. I don't want any personal gain from any politicians. But it is for actually the future of the country. We are trying to meet them and ask about what their vision. Right? Because these things need to be taken in. Now some countries have come up with AI policy. We don't have even education policy. Right? Now they are talking about AI policy. Now Japan has a AI policy. But we don't have education policy. So where are we? Right? So which is actually very important for policymakers to open their eyes and understand this is going to be the future. And they need to see how these can be brought into our educational system, how our children can be given those things at early in life. That's important. And also other important thing is teachers. Now students are going to be sophisticated with all these technologies. They have access to ChatGPT and all that. But the teacher still doesn't even use a smartphone. Right? So teacher still in the old ideology. They will get obsolete. Actually, sometimes students will be much more advanced than the teacher. So the teacher will get embarrassed in the class unless we address that problem. Now, we don't want to actually get the students to lose faith in the teachers, right? It will be not good, right? So therefore, we need to empower them. We need to transfer this knowledge to them, at least a little bit, right? Empower them. Otherwise, they will be behind, right? They will be behind. Other thing is fairness. I told you now. Let's say you use a calculator to answer exam paper. Another fellow has to write without calculator. Is it fair? It's not fair. So therefore, if you are giving access to people, it has to be fair. Everybody should have access. Fairness. Transparency. I told you about transparency. That my batchmate, she came and said that she's used ChatGPT. Right? So you have to be transparent, genuine. What did you do with that? How did you use it? Right? We are not asking you to not use it. But we are asking you not to use it for plagiarism. Just to pretend, you wrote it and got some complete answer from ChatGPT without any modification, without any addition. You just come and dump it as an assignment answer. Is that right? No, that is not right. That is not having proper integrity. It's not ethical. Right? It is cheating yourself. So that is not good. Right? So that is very important. Right? So you know how to use privacy. As I told you, with this data, a lot of threat to privacy can happen. Right? Next. So let's see what happens to jobs. Now, so I told you a little bit about the impact of learning, right? How AI will impact in learning. So in future, learning is going to completely change. Actually, in future, a lot of things will learn. You will learn by self. You can learn by yourself some of the things. Once you get your basic knowledge, let's say you get your first degree, after that you can learn the rest of it by yourself. Actually, all my IT learning, if you take all my IT learning, I have taught these subjects in IT, right? Fundamentals in computer systems, computer architecture, right? Computer networking, software engineering, artificial intelligence, databases, advanced databases, right? Management information system strategy. All these subjects I have taught. Programming, I have taught all of these. Except security, I have taught all of these subjects. Project management, I have taught. But all of them I have learned by myself. Nothing in a class. Right? I have never sat in a class and learned any IT subject. So once you get your foundation knowledge, it's very easy for you to learn the rest. So in future, actually, your learning is going to be lifelong. All right? If you are interested, you can learn. There are enough of resources available for you to learn. Right? But only thing is, you must basically have the habit of learning developed. That is very important. Right? So these jobs will disappear. What are the jobs? Routine clerical jobs will disappear. Like what? Data entry clerks. You think now data entry clerks are required? No. Now earlier there was something called medical records capturing. Right? Hospitals have to capture all data on patient records and put them into computer systems. So some of the projects came to Sri Lanka also. Some of the companies are there. They are actually health document preparation companies. They are working for Australian companies or British companies preparing data. Do you think now it is required like that? No. You just feed the sheet. All data in that sheet can be captured. AI can capture all that data in that and feed that into a computer system. Now you don't need to enter one by one. So those jobs will disappear. Telemarketeers. Now in the modern developed world, calls are coming from agents and promoting their products. Actually, they are not humans. They are all bots. Right? Now these days, actually, in countries like Britain, people all disconnect all their land phones. Right? Even mobile phones that they are now changing because you are getting calls from telemarketeers. Every day you are getting calls from telemarketeers. Actually, those telemarketers are not humans. They are bots asking and trying to promote various stuff. So when they get the positive lead, they give it to another person to sell it. So all initial calling is done by bots. Right? Cashiers. Do you think you need cashiers to collect money? No. Cashless transactions in future. QR payments. You don't need to produce cash. You can do self-checkout in a supermarket. Right? Self-checkout. No till operator. Bank teller operators will disappear. Now in modern, in the West, bank physical branches are closing. Now if you take in our case also, now a lot of people don't go to the inside of the bank. Most of the transaction can be done using the machine. You can deposit, you can withdraw. Earlier only withdrawal was there. Now you can deposit. Now in some countries, even bank account opening you can do from a machine. Just to scan the ID card, right? Then you say what type of account, how much money that you are depositing, right? What is the purpose of this account? Have you got any other accounts in other banks? Just when you put the NIC, they will get all of those things. So you can open an account. So actually physical branches are not required. Now I was actually in Tokyo in last October. So, now when you go to a foreign currency, you carry foreign exchange, no? And you go to a money exchange and convert into local currency. So either you do it in the airport or you go to a money exchange point. Right? You have money exchange points in Japan, Jaffna? Money exchange. That is you give some other currency, dollars, and you can get it into rupees. You have, no? Right? But when I go to Japan, my hotel had a machine. Right? The hotel that I stayed had a machine where you put dollars, they will give you yen. Right? So they will read and understand what is the note value, can interpret it, image processing, and understand what the note value is, and give equivalent currency in the current exchange rate, today's rate, dollar to yen rate, they give me yen. So dollars, euro, Australian dollars, Canadian dollars, you can put there, you can get money. But I put 5,000 rupees also. The 5,000 rupees came back. Not yen, so they're not accepting rupees, right? But other international currencies they are accepting. So you don't need money changing businesses, right? Machines can replace them. Factory workers, some of them will be replaced by bots, right? You don't need a factory worker, you can replace. Drivers, autonomous cars, you don't need drivers. So now, for example, today I want to go from Jaffna to 𝐵𝐴𝐻𝐿, I'll sit in the back seat of the car and say, take me to 𝐵𝐴𝐻𝐿, ESOFT 𝐵𝐴𝐻𝐿 branch. I need to be there by 3 p.m. Right? So now time is 11 p.m. Can you get there? How long will it take? So I can say, then let's speed up. No, then it will take, sir, if you are asking me to speed up, I'm trying to go above the permitted speed. Cops might catch us. So then I have to overrule that and say, don't worry, I will take care of the cops. You take me at 3 p.m. Right? They will say, they will not go above speed limit. Right? They will say, these are the speed limits applicable in this area. I will have to go at this speed. If I go at this particular speed, I will only be able to get there not at 3 p.m. but 4 p.m. So what do I do, boss? Then I'll say, don't worry, I want to be there at 3 p.m. You go, I will take care of the cops. I have still my medical ID. I will show them at that particular time, look here, I'm a doctor, I'm going for emergency surgery. Let me go now. Right? Actually, that is the only purpose that is served by my medical ID right now. Right? I don't practice. Right? So basically, those jobs, some of those will disappear. Paralegals. Now, if you take a senior lawyer, a lot of junior lawyers are working for them. What are they doing? All document preparation. They will go through past cases, all the relevant law, acts and all that. Prepare all legal important information what the lawyer can use for the case. Do you think that need to be done by now humans? No. Right? We can ask all document to be read and relevant document to be archived, to be gone through. All facts related to this one, we can ask from this kind of generative AI. So junior lawyers are not needed. If you needed some people just to carry your files to the courts. I have seen president councillors going to the courts like that. Right? There were senior lawyers like that, who comes in their luxury cars. Some comes in their BMW, some comes in their Mercedes, right? Some comes in their Jaguar cars, right? And then then people think that these people are very high-end lawyers. Actually, they are experienced and high-end lawyers. What happens is once the father retires, son also comes in the Jaguar, right? And he also comes like that. Come to the same courts and expect that you have the same respect like the father. But these fellows have not really mastered the law yet. So you don't get the same respect from your customer. Unless you master. Just because your father was a president's counselor, son won't be a president's counselor until he masters that knowledge. He can be, but he has to get there, right? He has to get there with knowledge, right? So this is basically some of these things. Travel agents will disappear. You won't need travel agents. You can ask all information. I'll show you some example. Journalists, writers, you don't need. If I want to write a summary article, I can easily ask ChatGPT to write it, right? Next. Some of the jobs that can't be, some of the jobs that can't be replaced. There will be some jobs which can't be replaced. Like what? I told you, chief executives. You think can be replaced? No. They are very complex jobs, complex roles. You can't replace them. What about HR managers? Interacting with humans, working with people. I mean, machine can't do that. HR manager. Public relations manager. Public relation means a lot of human interactions needed. For example, like now, public relations job is like your diplomats. Now, see, Sri Lanka has a lot of diplomats working for us in other countries now. In UK, in Canada, in USA, our diplomats are there. What are they? What they should be doing? What do you think that they should be doing? Promoting our country, trying to bring investors from those countries to us, trying to see our products or services can be exported into that countries, trying to see whether our people can be obtain jobs in those countries. That is what you need to do. Right? What our people are doing. Our diplomats are going there. සමහරවුන්ට මේ මෙච්චර විතර බඩක් තියෙනවා. Right? සමහරවුන්ට ඇවිද ගන්නත් බෑ. ඔන්න යන්නේ. Our diplomats. Like that. They are in the retirement age. Right? Somebody has to actually even, so they are really, you think they are good public relations officers? No, they can't. That is why actually we are lost now in the modern economic world. We can't connect with the rest of the world. Our products and services can't be put there. We can't attract investors. Right? We can't do things. I mean, we need to send our smart people to those diplomatic missions. Right? People who are capable of doing these things. Now, recently I was in Japan. I went to the Japanese embassy also, met our diplomat, our ambassador for Japan, I met. So he gave us plain tea with ginger, with hakuru, right, to show that he's Sri Lankan in the embassy. So when I go to Japan and get a ginger tea, I feel a little bit, I feel a little bit local. And then he gave Mari biscuit or some Maliban or some biscuit. So I felt further proud because at least the embassy is using one of our product, right? I don't know whether it is available in the rest. And then he was boasting about his playing golf in Japan. He said his hobby is playing golf and he's playing golf in Japan. Japan is very popular for, there are nice golf courts here. He was asking whether I am playing golf. I said, no, I'm not playing golf. He was saying that the golf stuff, so that means he's doing his hobby, but not the job. I don't mind he's doing his job, hobby, but he has to do his job. So this is where we have lost actually. So we need to have proper people with public relations. If you take Indian diplomats, right? If you take an Indian diplomat, they are at a next level, right? See, when one of the Indian diplomats come to Jaffna, they will connect with all people and they will get the maximum benefit for India from what they can take from Jaffna. So that's how we should be. Finance managers, project managers, doctors, surgeons, judges, lawyers. You think they can be replaced? Can't. In future, doctor might operate remotely on a patient. But still, the doctor is needed. Doctor may not come to the theater. You may manipulate a robot and do the surgery, right, with a very less invasive procedure. We call it sometimes, laparoscopic surgery or whatever. Right? We don't open. No, those days it's like surgery is like being a butcher. No, you cut from here like that. In future, you don't need. You put a tiny cut. You put a camera, and you get a enlarged view of that pan. Now you will see the coronary artery like a big 1 meter pipe. Right? So then you can see whether there are any clots or anything. So you can do that. It's all technology. All technology. But still, you think a surgeon is needed or not needed? Needed. You need. Right? So therefore, these jobs can't be replaced. Surgery, the educators, teachers, business analysts, software engineers, creative. Now, remember, anywhere there is complex decision making, anywhere there is creativity, job can't be 100% replaced. Now, even graphic designer, you can get designs from tools. But creativity won't come to the maximum level like human creativity. So therefore, creativity element, decision-making elements are there, jobs will be there. Next. And also some new jobs will come. These jobs are due to AI. Like for example, data analyst, business intelligence expert. In future, companies will employ someone called AI consultant. So your consultant is doing what? Using AI to understand important information related to the business, give business insights, gather business knowledge by using artificial intelligence, right? So that is the AI consultant. For example, now John Keells Holdings. You know about John Keells Holdings? John Keells Holdings is one of the Sri Lanka's largest conglomerate, right? Conglomerate is a group of companies, right? So John Keells is one of the largest conglomerate. They are into leisure. They are into leisure. They have hotels, right? For example, Cinnamon Hotels are John Keells. They have hotels in Sri Lanka, in South India, in Maldives. They have hotels. Then they are into logistics, transport. They are also into retail. Keells Supermarket, that is retail business of John Keells, right? Keells, right? So they are into retail. They are into logistics. They are into leisure, hotels. They are also into finance. They are into insurance. Union Assurance is a subsidiary of John Keells Holdings. So like that, there are so many businesses. Now let's say John Keells want to invest in new area. How do they know in what area they want to invest? They need insights. So who will give these insights? You can get an AI consultant or business intelligence expert. Actually, recently they did a nice thing. They were not into automobile industry. Right, in Sri Lanka, automobile industry was like with Demo, who was actually handling Mercedes here. Then there was Associated Motorways and United Motors. Those are the companies which were in automobile. But this John Keells, they were not in automobile, but they took an agency of BYD. I told you the #1 electric car manufacturer in China. So none of our automobile companies could do that. But John Keells picked up that in very advance, and they went to China. They had a deal with the Chinese company, and they signed up an agreement to be the local agent of BYD. You know how many cars have been ordered? Now, the government is saying they are importing cars now. How many cars have been ordered? They got orders for 3,000 cars, where each one has paid 500,000 rupees, just as advance. So 500,000 into 3,000, 1.5 billion rupees. So 1.5 billion rupees, they have entered into a new business industry, 1.5 billion collected, not a single car still imported. Still the government has not very clearly said when are they going to import, but now they are using that 1.5 billion rupees to put products into Keells Supermarket. So they have cash flow, they have money, right? So these are very intelligent business decisions. Market analyst, financial analyst, user experience specialist, NLP specialist, AI research scientist, AI software developer, machine learning engineer, big data engineer. All these are new jobs which are coming due to what? AI. Let's say if you want to be doing one of these jobs, what you should do? Do you think if you want to become a data engineer, you want to become a data analyst, you want to become an AI software developer, where should you start? You think you should do a degree in AI? I want to be an AI. No, these are all branches of computer science. Even if I want to get there and become an AI engineer, I should not be starting with AI. Because then if you start with AI, you don't have a proper foundation. Now, without knowing proper computer science related topics, if you go and learn these niche areas, these are called niche areas. These are actually high-end tasks. For example, now these days some of the students have done degrees in data science, asking me, sir, can I get a data science internship? You think it will be easy to get an internship in data science? Who will give an internship in data science? What company? Right? Very difficult. Right? Because unless your job is in a more broad area, let's say if you ask me a job in networking internship, I can give. Software development internship, I can give. But if you ask me data science internship, I can't get. Right? Because no one will hire interns for those kind of very specialized areas. So therefore, what your concentration should be, do something broad at the beginning. Never mind, target data engineer. Never mind you want to become an AI specialist, but get little bit more broad knowledge first and then go and master it later on. Because when you are just starting a career, you don't want to study a very niche area of a syllabus. For example, let's say my field is economics. But if I go and study very niche area of economics, let's say for example, econometrics, right? I want to get a degree in econometrics. A degree in econometrics is like I take a degree in nail painting. You get a degree in nail painting, right? Is it a wise thing to do? Or you get a degree in beauty culture. Degree in beauty culture is better because nails are included in that. Right? So nail painting, or not only nail painting, you can do the plastering of the face also when you do beauty culture. Right? So where you are broad, your job is much more broad. So that's what you have to do. Anyway, finally, let's go to the last slide to tell you a little bit about lessons learned. Right? I will demonstrate this because I don't want to jump here and come back and here because it will be like my morning exercise. That's why I want to keep the demonstrations to the last part. Okay, so what's the way forward? So with all these challenges, some jobs are going to disappear, some jobs are going to come newly, some jobs will have a higher demand, learning will change. What you must do? Remember, future is going to be a lot of unpredictable stuff. We don't know what's going to happen. So therefore, what is the most important thing is you must learn to learn. Right? You must learn to learn. Not just learn and gather large amount of knowledge. Right? You need to gather knowledge also, but you must first, what is the thing that you need to know? Learn to learn. Because your learning is going to be what? Limited to your university, or limited to your school, or your learning is going to be lifelong. Your learning is going to be lifelong. Not inside classrooms, but your learning is going to be lifelong. So therefore, you must learn to learn. So what do you think I did when I did medicine? Did I really did medicine? Did I really learn medicine? No, because actually while I was a medical student also, I was a part-time IT lecturer. So I did not have time to actually be in the hospitals and learn medicine. So I really didn't learn just for the amount to pass my exam and get MBBS. I learned medicine. But what I really learned? I learned about life. I learned about my transferable skills, my communication, my personality. I connected with a lot of people. Now, if you go to Colombo University, from Colombo University vice chancellors to all heads of the faculties, including the dean of the Colombo medical faculty, all know me by name. Right? So they call me frequently because I have built up a lot of connections with them. Right? So I learn to learn. That is what is most important. So therefore now, for example, these days I'm learning a very new subject. What is that? I'm learning food science. Right? So not medicine, not IT, not management. I'm learning food science. How to preserve food. Because I'm these days researching on starting a business on food franchise. Right? I want to build a food franchise like McDonald's and franchise all over the world, but not McDonald's and junk food. I want to give Asian food like that. Right? So therefore, I am trying to see how Asian food can be, preserved, how you can freeze them and make that, freshness with that. So I'm trying to learn that. So you think I need to go to a college to learn this? No, I don't need to. I don't have time to go to a college and learn this, so I can learn by myself. So that is important, learn to learn. And also you should learn to unlearn and relearn. What do you mean learn to unlearn and relearn? Because some things that you learn today, will they remain same like this? No. Because today we live in a world that the knowledge bases, everything changes. Right? Everything changes. So therefore you must ready to what? Unlearn and relearn. Right? So what I said, some of the things what I said today may be made false in other. I told you that machines can't be superior to humans. I told you today. Because I told you that human intelligence are still more superior because of these reasons. I told you machine intelligence is only simulated. But maybe with development or research and in another 15 years, these things will be converted, changed. So then you should be ready to what? Unlearn and relearn. And most importantly, you must ready to adapt. Ready to adapt. In my career, what are the jobs that I have done? How many jobs do you think that I have done? I have done a lot of jobs. One, I have been a farmer because I did cultivation for pocket money. So we grew peanuts those days when I was schooling, not after school. When I was schooling, I did that because my father didn't give me enough money. So therefore, for my pocket money, I had to do that. So that's my one of the jobs that I did, farming. Then I became a computer instructor in a private firm. That is before entering the medical college. Then I was an assistant lecturer in the same firm, right? While I was a medical student. I was a visiting lecturer in that one. I have been a painter and a motor mechanic because I had a motorbike shop where I sold this one. I have been a pharmacist because my father had a pharmacy. I was actually doing the dispensing of drugs in that one, right? I have been a lecturer, CEO, a managing director, all these jobs, right? So therefore, and also, sorry, I forgot. I've been also practicing as a doctor, including working in an intensive care unit, right? Intensive care unit. So now this is in my one lifetime, not multiple generations, right? In my 50 years of life, I have done all these jobs. So imagine how much of experience that I have to adapt into any situation you give me. So in my restaurant business, I can be my chief chef also. If you want me to be be the chief chef, I can transform. That is the level of adaptability. I don't have to do that, but that is the level of adaptability that I have. So if you can adapt well in, for example, there are engineers who are CEOs of banks. Engineer passed out from University of Moratuwa, right? Heading Sampath Bank, right? So you think engineering is what he practiced in Sampath Bank? No, right? Something else. So that is adaptability, ability to adapt into situations. That is very important. More breadth in knowledge than depth. You need to have broader knowledge, not deep knowledge. Deep knowledge you can discover. If you have your basics, for example, if you know your basics of law, I can get deep knowledge of law. If you know your basics of medicine, I can get deep knowledge of medicine. But if you don't know the basics of even finance, if you try to get deep finance, you will not understand. That is why what is important today is more breadth of the knowledge. Now, a lot of our Sri Lankans doesn't have financial literacy. That's why they get caught to pyramid schemes. Financial literacy. When somebody promises, I will give you a 50% return, they believe. Now, how can you give a 50% return? Somebody to give you a 50% return for annum, they have to earn more than 50%. So what is the industry that they can earn more than 50%? Right? They have to invest in some industry now. So can you believe? Those are important things. Last one, multidisciplinary knowledge. You need to have what? Multidisciplinary knowledge. So keep in mind, ready to learn, continuous learning is important, ready to unlearn, and be ready to adapt. Then your future is secured. But only thing is, start from somewhere, get a good foundation knowledge. For you to grow in life, good foundation knowledge is there. Now my first degree is in medicine. I think I had the best foundation. I mean, I can't complain about it. The amount of training that we got in University of Colombo with all those consultants and all those people, right? I have been taught by, very eminent surgeons like Sharif Dean, Rishi Sharif, all these professors. Hats off to them. What I am today is because of that. Not that I am using their medicine or surgery, but I am using the transferable skills and the knowledge that they gave me. Right? So that is what is important. Wish you good luck. I will show you some examples. Thank you. So let me show you a few things about text generation, how AI can day-to-day work. Right now, actually, I was so I mean, you know about ChatGPT. So now, when you actually go for these when you go to use these tools, be careful. There are a lot of scams also. Lot of scams now because this AI is very popular. Everyone is trying to use AI. When you go and search in Google ChatGPT, lot of scam sites come. Sometimes even before the original ones, a lot of scams they tell you that they will generate your presentation and all that. But some of them are all fake. They don't do it. So don't pay any money without really There are a lot of people. So ChatGPT main one I'm using now, right? So this is my paid version. Your version and the paid version slightly can be different. But actually, paid versions has one thing is the paid versions will get connected. Sometimes the non-paid free version at busy times they will say it's busy, cannot process right now. Those things can come. So and also paid versions can upload images, attach files. You can't do that in the non-paid version. So here I can. So this is chatgpt.com. Right. So now actually when I got this, these models also can be changed. Now when I got this image from this computer, right now this particular image, you remember this image where I had 9 knowledge areas. So there were people, no, some of the people I knew. For example, Einstein and Mozart and all those people I knew. Bruce Lee I knew, but some of the people I didn't know, right? I was wondering, if student asks who's that person and whatever, because I want to now find out who these people are. Because I downloaded this image. So then I used it with ChatGPT, right, and said, can you identify? So now there is a thing that is coming up. There's a thing that is coming up. Can you identify these people? Right? Can you identify? See what I have said here is, can you identify these people in this image? Can you identify these people in image? Can you identify these people? So let's see what it says. So this image is given. Can you identify these people? They are same thinking. Sorry, I'm unable to identify or name the people in that image. So now a problem, right? Cannot identify. Mark even. Right? So now this is what is important. You should know how to ask. Right? You should know how to ask. This is called prompt engineering. Now, like is there software engineering, network engineering, right? Civil engineering, mechanical engineering. Now there's something called what? Prompt engineering. What is prompt engineering? How to ask ChatGPT. Right? Prompt, it's becoming important. Right? There's an art of asking. Right? Trying to say, okay, you are an expert of this area, using your knowledge in this particular area. Because these are using large language models. Not just one model, thousands of models. So if this fellow goes and search in a wrong model, having searched for a long time, it will have a timeout. Will not come up with the answer. Will not come up in the. So you have to direct in which kind of domain that you need to search and so on. Let's see how did I ask that again. So what is that thing? It's called prompt engineering, right? So I'm now going to ask it in different ways. Okay, this is the way that I'm going to ask it. Since it's time consuming, I already typed these prompts. So I'm now going to put that here. Okay, so now I'm now saying, okay, let me put it this way. This image has 9 knowledge areas. Right, I'm explaining it a little bit. This has 9 knowledge areas. The image shows iconic person who shows or who had shown very high level of intelligence in each of these areas. That is what it was, no? In each of those areas, somebody who had very high knowledge, right? So, and then asking, now can you identify or guess with your knowledge? Now I'm not asking just to look at the image and give the answer. Use your body of knowledge, your past knowledge about these 9 knowledge areas, who have been the more prominent people in those areas. Give me the answer now. That's what I'm asking now, right? So let's see, basically with that one, what is the response that you get? Certainly. Now see, based on my knowledge, I can make it educated guesses about the individual. Now see, it's making guesses. For example, it says linguistic, William Shakespeare, Charles Darwin, Mozart, Albert Einstein, Aristotle, Bruce Lee, right? So you can see, out of these 9 people, it has identified most of them correctly. Some of them actually, they have suggested either this one or this one, right? So what is that now? The art of asking, So you need to know the art of asking. Correctly ask. Right? You have to say, you are assuming that you are an expert of chemistry and specialized in organic chemistry. Can you please tell me how this substance can be translated into this particular substance? Now in organic chemistry, you show how one can be translated into another one. I was very good at it. Those days tuition masters used to give money. Right? Give money when you do the translations. So in my days, actually, for a whole tuition class, they charge 500 rupees. But when I go to my tuition class, I earn about 1,500 rupees by organic chemistry translations. So my net earning is 1,000. I pay him 500 and he gave me 1,500. So I do a business by going to chemistry class, right? So basically, you know how to ask. You need to know how to ask. Let us ask a few more questions. I told you about I want to write a letter to Prime Minister. I'll show you that. So now currently the Prime Minister also a Minister of Education, Higher Education and Vocational Education. So therefore, so I'm saying, can you write a letter to the Prime Minister, Honorable Harini Amarasuriya, inviting her? Can you write a letter to Honorable Harini Amarasuriya, Prime Minister, inviting her to National Higher Education Conference organized by the Private University Association, highlighting the importance of the event, why she should grace the event as she holds Education Ministry portfolio. The event will be held at BMICH on the 5th of March, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. She is expected to be there at the opening time. Right? So I'm more or less saying I want her as I have not used the word chief guest, but I said that I want her to grace this occasion because she is also the Minister of Education. So this is a Private University Association National Higher Education Conference, right? So let's see what how the letter comes. So can you see the nice letter with a very professional letter, right? So it has come here. So it says, I didn't give what my position is, right? So this is the letter. Invitation to National Higher Education Conference 2025 on behalf of the Private University Association Conference, right? Flagship event, blah, blah, all that. So highlighting the importance. I did not give all this information, but it has basically found out what type of things happen at a conference like this and try to elaborate on that. Right, telling that this is happening here, policy makers, interest groups are coming. So it's very important as the Prime Minister to attend this event. She has got this letter. My machine is getting stuck a little bit. I don't know why. So that is so that's another example. I can't show you the full letter. Okay, so that example I will not take again. So let's say, for example, I want to now in my batch, a lot of people are abroad now. Out of 193, 105 doctors are now living in overseas, like UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, US. So one of my friends is there in UK. We used to go on trips. He was telling me recently, let's go on a trip to climb Mount Everest. Right? So he's told me that, shall we go to Everest Base Camp? I said, now I go to wildlife park, but this Everest Base Camp, of course, bit risky. I don't know whether I can climb it up. How much feet that I have to climb up? What preparation do I need to have? What will be the weather like? I don't know. Even whether to climb it up from India, I don't know. So therefore, I asked from ChatGPT to give a schedule. Right? Let's see what it says. So now this is actually how it is important. Now you don't need to really need to guess and do things. You don't need to really guess and do things. Now, for example, I have said here, I live in Colombo. I want to visit to Mount Everest Base Camp. Now, Mount Everest Base Camp is not climbing to the peak. If you climb to the peak, I will have to come in a coffin, right? So this is Mount Everest Base Camp is actually intermediary level. Can you help me prepare my itinerary, indicating what best times to visit and what number of days required for this trip? Because if I go in the wrong season, if there's a lot of wind and like that, I can't go there. So it's in vain, right? So therefore, I need, for example, now these days we went to Japan. Amilo also went with me in Tokyo. So we went to, when you go to Japan, you must go to see the Fujiyama mountain, right? That is a volcano erupted area. So we want to go to Fujiyama mountain, but we didn't know where it is, how to go, and whether it is the ideal time to go and all that. So ChatGPT, right? You ask, right? Then basically, can you help me prepare my itinerary, indicating what best times to go, number of days required, alternative modes of transport, and all that. Now let's see what the answer that it gives. So it says, ideal time, March to May, spring, or September to November. Then it has said, day 1, you must go from Colombo to Kathmandu, Nepal. So I mean, at least I know I had to go from Nepal, not from India, right? So Nepal, Kathmandu to Lukla, right? Then trekking. So you have to take a first flight to Colombo to Kathmandu. Direct flight may not be available, so you may have to go via direct flights or with layovers via India. So you may have to go via India, or you have to go via a direct flight. Sometimes direct flight may be available. Then from Kathmandu to another place called Lukla, a small flight. And then you can to go there. So 14 days. So you've given average cost. What are the things that you can do? Where do you can stay? What kind of places are available for you to stay? So now, I'm clueless earlier about climbing Mount Everest Base Camp. Now with this, I can get some knowledge. I'm not telling that this is 100% correct, right? But this is actually something is better than nothing. So now in my bucket list, I want to go to Arctic and Antarctic, North Pole and South Pole, right? So Arctic I know is easy, right? Either you go to Alaska, you go to Canada or Norway, and then you can go. But Antarctic is I don't want to do right now. At least when I'm 60 only I will consider that. Because Arctic, Antarctic, right? So basically, so you can actually plan these kind of. Let's see a little bit about image generation. I told you now code generation, text generation, letters, itineraries, right? All of those you can generate. Even answers to questions you can generate. Right? Let me show you that. For example, can you explain what's the difference? What's the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics? So let's say I want to know what you mean by microeconomics and macroeconomics, right? Microeconomics and macroeconomics. Can you explain? So can you explain microeconomics and macroeconomics in 250 words? So I want about 250 words. What is macroeconomics, microeconomics? So it says, what is macroeconomics, microeconomics? Microeconomics deal with the behavior individual units within the economy, such as households and firms or industries. Macroeconomics, anybody who has done commerce? Commerce? Right, so you know macroeconomics and microeconomics. No, individual firms, about countries of economy is what? Macroeconomics. Like for example, GDP, right? GNP, NNP, those are macroeconomics, right? So inflation rate, countries' economy policy, fiscal policy, those are economics. I done only O-level commerce, huh? Mama getting anything O-level commerce, but I know fiscal policy, I know monetary policy, I know macroeconomics, I know GNP, I know GDP, I know NNP. What is the difference between this one? All these I know. Those are all self-learned. So if you appoint me to the bank or central bank, governor of central bank, I can manage, right? So basically, you need to understand the important areas. So now let's see. Now, for example, when you generate answers like that, so now this can be easily detected that these are AI generated. So let's use a tool to see how much of this is AI generated. I'm going to use Quillbot. So Quillbot is actually 𝐿Bot.com. So this site, Quillbot helps you into paraphrasing, summarizing, grammar checking, plagiarism checking. You can do all that. For example, if you wrote something, I want to summarize that. I want to write that in alternative words. That's called paraphrasing, right? You can do paraphrasing. You can do summarizing, right? You can expand. Let's say I wrote 250 words, but I need to have about 400 words. You can expand. You can do that by using this 𝐿Bot.com, right? So let's see. I'm going to use the 𝐿Bot.com to see this one, AI detection, right? I'm using AI detection. Now let's see the answer that we got from ChatGPT. So let's take this one, macroeconomics and microeconomics answer. So we'll take that answer, copy it and go to 𝐿Bot and paste it here. Detect call. Now can you see? It says 100% is AI generated, right? So that means this is generated now. So now it has said that 100% is what? AI generator. So therefore, if you generate everything from AI, there can be detected. So let's go to paraphraser, right? We go to paraphraser and put this thing and try to paraphrase and shorten it. So now I have shortened that by using paraphrasing. So what I did here is paraphrase. Now I shorten it. Now we'll take that one, the paraphrased one, and go to the AI checker and paste it here. Now we'll ask. Now can you see? After paraphrasing, earlier it was 100%. Now what it says? 69% is what? AI detected. So therefore, you can put your own words a little bit here, change a little bit of words, other words, understand, write that sentence in same thing. So you can convert that into what? To a level that it's not going to be considered as AI generated. Right? So you need to, I mean, remember, having something as 25 to 30% AI generated is okay. Even if you write from scratch, they will say AI generated. So 25, 30 is okay. That is in an acceptable level. But if it is going above 50%, that is not good. So you can use this tool. So I have shown you two tools. One is chatgpt.com. The other one is Quillbot, right? Quillbot.com. Quillbot is very useful for academic purposes, right? Quillbot is very useful for academic purpose. You can summarize, you can check your grammar, you can translate, you can shorten, expand, AI detection. All of those can be done by using what? Quillbot.com, right? Okay, so far what I have shown you is text generation. I will show you image generation also a little bit. Image generation. Now I go to image generation. Right? Let's see. Can you generate a logo for a university, more into technology, using the 3 letters EMC. So my right, I said, can you generate a logo for a university more into technology using 3 letters EMC? So this is image generation. So can you see it's generating an image? But this image generation, now see it has generated something called EMC, right? A kind of tech university. So these are not perfect, but you know, some support you can obtain. So you can further refine, but in the interest of time, I don't want to do that. Let's see a little bit about code generation. I told you code can be generated. I'll show you one of those. Now I'm going to go here and type this in this prompt. Now see the way you are asking. Consider yourself as an expert in Python programming. Consider yourself as an expert in Python programming. Create a script that checks whether a given input is a prime number. Right? You know what is a prime number? Number which is divisible by only that number and 1 only. Right? A prime number. Make sure that you add the appropriate comments and error handling. So I'm now telling to do this here. So you ask this. Now this one, consider yourself as an expert in Python. Consider that yourself as an expert in Python programming and generate a Python code. So you can see it generates Python program. Now see, so this is the Python program that it has got here, right? So how to check whether it's a prime number? Right, I have a problem with actually machine, it doesn't scroll up, but you can see Python code has come. right? So this is all code generation, image generation, and text generation. Let me show you a video generated also. It's not from ChatGPT, it's from something else. So this is actually, this particular video, this person here is our CEO. He's Nishan, right? Our CEO, Nishan Sambugre, he also lectures with me, right? Now, I have done this, his face was given, his voice was given, and then the script was given, right? That's all. Then this is AI generated video. So in future, actually, we are going to record lectures like this, right?
Hello and welcome to ESOFT Metro Campus. What you are seeing now is a personalized AI-generated avatar, and I will be guiding you through some of the courses via video-based lectures.
I don't know whether you can hear, but this is actually his voice. But he doesn't have that much of good accent, right? This is because AI generated. But anyway, he was born in Germany, so therefore better English. He can speak English well, right? Fluent in English. But this is just what we gave was a picture of him, his voice script, and then the text, with lip movement and all that, AI generated video. So in the future, our ELMS will have video recorded lectures with faces of lecturers, but all will be content generated by what? AI, right? So this is where the technology is going.
Hello and welcome to ESOFT Metro Campus. What you are seeing now is a personalized AI-generated avatar, and I will be guiding you through some of the courses via video-based lectures.
Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay. So I have shown you the power of AI tools, right? How you can use it for education, how you can use it without cheating, right? So let's say I told you that I don't need travel agents, right? So let me show you an example, right? I don't need travel agent when you go future, wherever you go, you don't need this, right? So I'll show you this ChatGPT voice. I downloaded the app. So app is here. So this can be actually your virtual travel guide wherever you go. Right? So I'll show you how it works. Can you increase the volume a little bit? This one. Hello, 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 hello. Hurry. So still it's loading because this is the capacity. Now it's loaded. Hi, are you there? Hello.
You're troubleshooting that.
Hello, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. Are you there? Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How can I help?
Yeah, 1 minute. Now, I'm in Narita Airport. I want to go to Tokyo by bullet train. How do I ask this in Japanese from my Japanese friend? I don't know how to speak Japanese.
You can say, 東京に行くために新幹線はどこで乗れますか? 東京に行くために新幹線はどこで乗れますか? This means, where can I board the bullet train to go to Tokyo in Japanese?
Okay. What will be the probable answer of that particular person in Japanese?
They might say something like, 新幹線は成田空港駅から乗れますよ. 新幹線は成田空港駅から乗れますよ. Which means you can board the bullet train from Narita Airport Station.
Okay. Can you translate that Japanese explanation into Tamil?
Sure. Here's the translation. Narita விமான நிலைய நிலையத்திலிருந்து நீங்க bullet train Shinkansen ஏறலாம். If you need any more help, just let me know.
Right. So basically, I wanted to go from Narita Airport to Tokyo by bullet train. The bullet train goes at 320 kilometers per hour, right? So I want to experience that one and go in the bullet train, but I don't know how to buy tickets, how to ask from that particular person. So this is basically gave me all that instructions. First take Narita Express from airport to Tokyo station. From there take the bullet train, where to get down, all those information. Okay, one more example. I'm in Colombo now on a holiday, right? I want to go to see the Ravana Palace, right? How do you ask that from a person in Tamil, how to go to Ravana Palace? What is it called? And how do you get there from Colombo? How do you ask that in Tamil?
In Tamil, you can ask, நான் இப்போ கொழும்பில் இருக்கிறேன். ராவணக்கோட்டை சிகிரியா செல்ல எப்படி போகலாம்? அதை போக கொழும்பிலிருந்து எப்படி செல்லலாம்? This translates to, I'm in Colombo now. How do I go to Ravana Palace, Sigiriya? If you need any more help, just let me know.
Okay, thank you. So I asked how to go to Sigiriya from Colombo. How do I ask in Tamil, what else can you do in Sigiriya?
In Tamil, you can ask, Sigiriyavil verenna seiyalam. This means, what else can you do in Sigiriya?
Okay, let's say what else can you do in Sigiriya? Somebody gave an answer in Sinhala like this. ඔයා සීගිරිය ඉන්නවා නම් අනිවාර්යෙන් ඔයා අලි බලන්න යන්න ඕනේ. right? සීගිරිය තමයි අලි බලන්න හොඳම තැන. සීගිරිය ගියොත් ඔයාට අලි බලන්න පුළුවන් තැන් තුනක් තියෙනවා. ඉකෝ විලේජ් හබරන, මින්නේරිය නැෂනල් පාක්, කවුඩුල්ල නැෂනල් පාක්. ඇත්තටම අලි කොහෙද ඉන්නේ කියලා තීරණය දැනගන්න පුළුවන් එදා දවසට from jeep drivers only. jeep drivers will know. jeep drivers තමයි හොඳටම දන්නේ කොහෙද අලි ඉන්නේ කියලා. ඉතින් ඒ කෙනෙක්ගෙන් අහලා ඔයාට යන ඉන්න තැනට යන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයා ලකී නම් ආසියාවේ ඉන්න ලොකුම අලි රංචුව බලන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි. Can you translate this into Tamil?
Certainly. Here's the translation. Sigiriyavirku சென்றால் நிச்சயமாக யானைகளை பார்க்க செல்ல வேண்டும். சிகிரியா யானைகளை பார்க்க சிறந்த இடம். அங்கு 3 இடங்கள் உள்ளன. ஈகோ வில்லேஜ், ஹபரன, மின்னேரியா தேசிய பூங்கா, கவுடுல்லா தேசிய பூங்கா. யானைகள் எங்கு இருக்கின்றன ஜீப் ஓட்டுநர்கள் மட்டும் தெரிந்து கொள்ள முடியும். அதனால் அவர்களிடம் கேட்டு செல்லலாம். நீங்கள் அதிர்ஷ்டசாலி என்றால் ஆசியாவின் மிகப்பெரிய யானை கூட்டத்தை பார்க்கலாம்.
Okay, so if you go to Sigiriya, have you gone to Sigiriya? Huh? How many of you have gone to Sigiriya? No? Hands up, how many have gone to Sigiriya? Yeah, okay, gone, right. So when you go to Sigiriya, you must go to see elephants also. Right, what I said was, you can see in elephants in 3 places. One is Eco Park Habarana, Minneriya National Park, Kaudula National Park. But only thing is, on a particular day, where the elephants will be, vary. Sometimes it will be in Habarana, sometimes it will be in Minneriya. So you have to ask from the jeep drivers, they will know what is the best place you can see the elephants. And if you are lucky, you'll be able to see the largest herd of elephants, Asian elephants in Asia. Right? So that's what I said. Right? So you can see now, language is no more barrier. Wherever you go in the world, you can go. Now, example, our fellows, when they come to Sri Lanka, tourists, they charge 500 rupees for a king coconut. Right? They know that is exploitation. Because those people are not dumb. They have gone through that information. They know king coconut is only about 200 rupees. Right? So if they charge 500, they know that they are being ripped off. So you think that they will come back to Sri Lanka? They won't. So therefore, we must train from 3-wheel driver to everybody how to respect to other people and don't exploit them. You do your business without exploiting them, right? Okay, wish you good luck, all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for the valuable presentation. It will be helpful for all of the students and நீங்கள் வந்து நிறைய விஷயங்களில் வந்து லேர்ன் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ நீங்கள் உங்களோட ஒரு அகாடமிக் ஜேர்னிக்கு ஒரு சப்போர்ட்டிவாக நீங்கள் இந்த விஷயங்களை வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணலாம், உங்களோட லைஃபுக்கு தேவையான விஷயங்களை எடுத்துக்கொள்ளலாம். ஸோ டாக்டர் போகிறதுக்கு வந்து டிலே ஆகிறபடியா. ஸோ தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச் ஆன் பிஹாஃப் ஆஃப் த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் அவர் டீம். ஸோ தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது கேள்விகள் இருக்குமென்னு சொன்னால் நீங்கள் வந்து கேட்கலாம். ஏதாவது கொஷின்ஸ் இருந்தால் சார் இஸ் ரெடி டு ஆஸ்க் ஆன்சர் எனி கொஷின்ஸ். ஏதாவது கேட்க போகிறீங்களா? ஐயத்தி நீங்கள் சொன்னால் ஏதாவது கொஷின்ஸ் இருக்கா? ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருக்கா? Okay, thank you.
So I have a kind of good news for you. So if you are some of our students or wanting to be our students, so we'll be doing a expansion in Jaffna, right? Going to a new premises, probably opening by March, right? 5-story building with better facilities, right? We'll hope that. Actually, my intention is not just only for you to give better opportunities for you to study with South Indian students, if possible, students with from the Europe, right? That's my plan. So let's see. But anyway, by March we will open, right? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
ஹலோ. ஓகே, இவ்வளோ நேரமும் அமைதியாக இருந்த எல்லாருக்கும் எங்களோட நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். அதே மாதிரி எல்லாரும் வந்து குழம்பாமல் ஒவ்வொரு என்ட்ரன்ஸ் இருக்குது, எக்ஸிட் என்ட்ரன்ஸ். ஸோ அதால் போயிட்டு உங்களுக்கு ஒரு சின்ன மில்க் ட்ரிங்க் ஒன்று வந்து அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். அதை எல்லாரும் வந்து எடுக்கணுமென்று தாழ்மையோடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ. அப்படியே பின்னுக்கு இருக்கிறார்கள், அதால் போங்க. ஸோ ஒரு வெறியாக போனீங்கன்னா யாரும் முடிவிடாமல் போகலாம்.
இதில் வரும்போது அந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இருக்கும்போது ஷேர் பண்ணிட்டு வரணும். எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இல்லை இதில் சத்தமாக சவுண்ட்
கொஞ்சம் சத்தமாக நீங்கள் எங்கே உப்பாதிகளோடலாம் இங்கே இப்படி அவ்வளோ
எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் அந்த மாதிரி நாலேஜ்
சத்தம்